Hey guys, Josh here. Today I'm going to be walking you through the WhatsApp AI agent that I've just created. This thing is next level and I want to explain all the functionality, all the features of the agent and give you guys the best understanding that I can. So let's jump right into it. So here we have the agent. And as you guys can see, it starts out with a trigger in WhatsApp. So a message that you send to WhatsApp. It then's going to decide whether it's text or voice, and then it's going to fill out the workflow. Right, so here's the workflow. Now, as you can see on this workflow here, we have 4 different agents, and these 4 different agents perform 4 different major tasks, right? So we've got a contact agent, a content creator agent, a calendar agent, and an email agent. Now, a brief overview of each one is we've got our calendar agent here. From a message on WhatsApp, once you message the WhatsApp bot, it'll be able to create an event for you. It'll be able to create an event with an attendee. It'll be able to get events, retrieve events. So what'll happen is you could say, well, what's on my calendar tomorrow? It'll be able to retrieve what's on your calendar tomorrow and tell you. It can delete events and it can update events. So if you put in an event and it's in the wrong time, you can say change this to this time and it'll do that for you. In the email agent, it'll be able to do all these different things here. So obviously you've got your send emails, reply to emails, label emails as important or different categories. You can create drafts. So if you don't trust the agent, you can see the draft before you send it. You can retrieve emails. So you can say, well, what did Josh send me 2 days ago? And it will retrieve it for you, make labels, and you can mark it as read or unread via the bot. So you don't even need to touch your email. We've also got a content creator agent if that interests you. So you can create blog posts, you can create social media posts via Tavily, and it'll do that all for you. But I'll show you all this in the demo shortly. I'm just giving you a brief overview of everything so it's in your mind. Then we've got the contact agent, and this is where all your contacts are stored. This is your contact database, right? So what this does is you can create new contacts. So say I'm not on your contact list, you could say on the bot, create a contact with Josh. This is his email address. It'll then fill it into a table for you, which I'll show you shortly. You can delete contacts, you can update them. So you can say, well, now Josh is in there. He's got a new email address. Let me change the email address for him via the bot, right? And you can also retrieve. So you can say, what's Steve's email address? If Steve's in your database, it'll retrieve Steve's email address or phone number or whatever you ask for Steve. All of these work simultaneously from the main workflow here. So this workflow will reach out to those different agents to do the task that you ask of it. So let's jump into a demonstration and let's go through this. Let's start with just creating an event on my calendar. I'm going to say this one via voice, but you can do this via text as well. Create an event for lunch tomorrow at 1 p.m, please. Let's fire that off. Okay, and if we come to the calendar, we can see that lunch has been scheduled in there at 3 p.m. Now, let's say the person has cancelled lunch. We're no longer going to lunch. Can you please delete lunch tomorrow at 3 p.m. off my calendar? So we see here that it has actually been successfully deleted. Now, if we jump across to our calendar, we can see that we no longer have lunch on the 27th of February. Now, that basically, very simplified, is what the calendar agent can do. It can do a lot more, but we're not going to get into that in this video. That's just a taster of what this thing does. If we move on to the email agent, so now we want to send emails, we want to retrieve emails, we want to do all that. So let's say I need to contact Josh tomorrow. I need to remind him about a status meeting that we have at 9 a.m. Send an email to Josh Irwin reminding him of the status meeting we have tomorrow at 9 a.m. Send that off. Right. The email reminder of the status meeting has been scheduled for tomorrow and an email has been sent to Josh. So we get a reminder and Josh gets a reminder. Now let's go and see. We've got here the reminder email. It's a friendly reminder about our status meeting. Very human-like, very, very professional. So I guess now that we've sent the email successfully to Josh, we want to know if he's replied to us. You know, some time has passed. We've given him the time it takes to reply to an email. We want to know what he said, you know, without having to go and actually look because we might be busy. Please retrieve the last email I've received from Josh Irwin. Okay, here we go. Here's the last email that we've received from Josh. It's his reminder of the status meeting. It says reply to it. Right, it's got his email address here. It's got the date and the time that he replied, which is spot on. And it's got the content here. We've been able to retrieve an email from our Gmail inbox. Everything else that this agent can do, which I'm not going to go through in this demo, but if you want to go through it with me, just let me know. We can mark this thread as important. We can reply to Josh's email from here in the same thread. We can move the email to junk mail. We can move it to important. We can move it anywhere we want. And we can also mark the email as unread if we want to. Next up, say I want to create a social media post. Let's say the platform X, because I love X. Let's ask our agent to create us a potential blog post for X explaining the new AI that X has come out with on their platform. So let's ask the bot and let's see what it comes back with. Please create me a blog post about Grok 3 and all the new features that it has and why it has the potential to compete with OpenAI. Please create this as a draft to Josh Irwin. And let's say that Josh Irwin is the email that I want it to send to. It doesn't need to send to anyone, but for the sake of this video, I want to show 2 features for the price of 1. Let's go to our drafts and let's have a look here. Now we've got the draft blog on the latest Grok 3 news. We can see that this is a very well written out blog post here with access to different news articles, and it signs off with our name, which we just fill in. But there is the blog post written for us like that in about 10 seconds, not even. Next up, we've got the contact agent. If you remember from the explanation, the contact agent will retrieve contacts, it'll create contacts, and it'll delete contacts. Now I'm going to step you through exactly how this happens. So first, let's say in my database, we've got Josh in there already. Let's ask it to retrieve his email address. Please retrieve Josh Irwin's email address so that I can send him an email. We're unsure of Josh's email address. We are going to retrieve it first. But with the email agent, like I explained before, we don't actually need to pull this. It does it automatically. So this is just for test sake, right? So we found the contact information and it's provided the right email address. Easy as that. Now let's say I've just met the traction marketing team and I want to create a contact with the traction marketing team, and I want my bot to have access to them if I need to send them any emails, if I need to check emails that they've sent me. We're going to ask it to create a contact. So please create a contact for traction marketing. Their email address is as follows: tractionmarketingservices@gmail.com. Let's fire that off. Okay, we've got a response here. So the contact for traction marketing has been successfully created. Now let's go and actually have a look here. If we come to our database, we can see that it retrieved Josh Irwin's and his email address here. And it's also created a brand new contact, traction marketing, and the email address that we provided. So it's done that like this, very quick, very easy, all through my voice. Now let's say we want to retrieve it. We want to test if it actually knows. So let's try text. I've been talking the whole time. Let's try text. Let's go, what is Traction Marketing's email address? Here we go. Instantly, we've got a response here of their email address. So there we have it. Very quickly, I've just explained to you the AI agent that is ran through WhatsApp, all the features and functionalities of it, all the use cases. This agent has many more capabilities and opportunities to grow. And what I've shown you today is only probably 50% of what this thing can do. Hey guys, so now I'm going to walk you through the build step by step so you can follow along on your own and get a rough idea of how this thing's going to work. I'll provide a template shortly in a community that I'm in the middle of making. I just wanted to get this video out for you guys to see how powerful this thing is. And this is one of the best WhatsApp agents out right now. The template will come soon, but for now, just follow along step by step as I'll slowly walk through each thing and you can copy the expressions that I have. Okay guys, so welcome to the build. So let's get straight into it. We're going to start by grabbing one of these guys here. We're going to look up WhatsApp and we're going to hit on messages. Now what you guys are going to want to do is you need to set up your credentials here with WhatsApp. So I will show you exactly how to do this. Okay, first you're going to go to developers.meta.com, come here, hit social technologies, and then you should see this. Click on WhatsApp, my apps, and it should take you somewhere like this, right? Now, what we're going to do is we are going to create a new app here. I've already created one, but you guys create a new app. Once you guys have created the app, be sure to click on it and it should take you here. Remember, we're looking for the client ID and the client secret. So that's going to be held in the app settings, basic. And here we have the app ID and the app secret. So come over here and connect it up to your WhatsApp account and you should be fine there. Next, we need the permanent access token. So come to Meta Business Suite on Facebook. The Meta Business Suite is different for the developers Facebook page. Make sure you guys are signed into your account that your phone number is attached to. Then you want to come to the system users and you're going to want to add a new one if you don't have one, and make sure that it's set to the admin role. It's always good to have that as the admin role because that way you'll have control of absolutely everything. And once you guys click on the system users that you've created, make sure that the app that you created is attached under here. Once you've done that, hit generate tokens and select the app that you guys are going with. Click next, and then when in token expiry, hit never. And after that, you're going to assign permissions. Now, this is the very, very important part. You want to hit the 2 WhatsApp permissions, and the third one is just a general business management one. And then you're going to go ahead and generate the token. However, I'm not going to do it because I've already done this. So that's your permanent access token, and we're going to keep that in addition to the client ID and the client secret. So once you've done that, regarding the business ID, which is the one that we've got left, we're going to go back to Meta for Developers, and we're going to come to the dashboard. We're going to come back to Meta for Developers here, and we're going to come to WhatsApp. One thing that I just forgot to mention is when you're creating your app, make sure that you subscribe to the WhatsApp and webhook service here. And once you guys have done that, come here and go to the API setup. And this is a very quick way for you guys to grab the business account ID right here. Okay, so here we go. Once you guys have done that, make sure you set up your credentials here. You can see my credentials are here. We also see the webhook URLs, but n8n often does that automatically because we've set up our credentials here in Facebook. The next node you're going to want to put in is a switch node. So again, just come here and type in switch. It'll be this node right here. So within the switch, it's going to have 2 routing rules. The routing rules are going to be able to determine whether the message coming in is text or it's voice. Now, how it's going to know is it's going to have 2 different rules. The first rule is json.messages.text.body. And you're going to come here, string exists. Now the reason it's red, because my previous message with WhatsApp agent was audio. Now that's why this is green. But if it was a text message, that would be green and the audio would be red. Under here, we've got voice as well. So we got json.messages.audio.id, and the same here, string exists. So once you guys have done that, we're going to set the text path first. So all you need to do is you need to go edit fields. So the edit fields node here, you're going to click that one and open it up. In this, we're just going to have one field to set here. We're just going to have it being text because obviously we've determined that it's text. Then we're going to set it as text. So we've got text and you've got it as a string, and we're going to go json.messages.text.body because we want to know the body of the text. So once you guys have filled that in, that's all you need to do for the text route. Now the voice route is a little bit more confusing. So you're going to come to the plus here and you're going to look up WhatsApp Business Cloud. In the WhatsApp Business Cloud, you want to click the download media node. The download media node is going to look something like this. You want to follow these settings here, and you're going to want the audio ID. Now you remember the audio ID comes from here. As we see, it's going to pull the audio ID from the message, and it's then going to download the audio here. So here we go. Put in this expression right here, and we're going to move on to the next one. Then get a HTTP request, which is literally just HTTP request here. And the settings for the HTTP request is we're going to want to hit the get method and fill in under the expression. Make sure to change it from fixed to expression, otherwise it won't work. JSON.URL. Then you want to click under authentications. It's probably going to be none. Just click predefined credential type. And then once you open this, just search for WhatsApp API and it'll come up. Now that the WhatsApp has downloaded it and it's pushed it here, we have the file right here. So if we hit download, we'll be able to download that audio, but we don't want to do that. So we can view it. Now, if you don't remember, I said that. So it's now got that there. So then we're going to transcribe the audio so that our AI agent has an easier job of responding to the message. So come to transcribe, you're going to want to open up a new node. That node is going to be OpenAI, and you're going to want to search up the top here. Don't need to scroll, just search transcribe a recording and give that a click. Once you've clicked that, it should look something like this. Make sure you just have these settings in. I'm pretty sure these are the default ones. Just leave it as is. We can see that it's taken our HTTP request here of the file with the audio, and it's actually transcribed it over here. Schedule in lunch tomorrow at 1 p.m. on my calendar, please. So now that you guys have done that, get in an AI agent. AI agent is easy to get in. You just come here and you go AI agent, like so. Open it up and away you go. Let me get rid of that AI agent. So it's pretty much plug and play. So come here and you want to make sure it's a tools agent, and you want to define the prompt source below. For text, we want to get the json.text because if you remember beforehand, it was setting this as text, and this is also transcribing this and setting it as text there. So our AI agent needs to be able to see our text, and as we can see, it has. It's actually came in here as text, and it's outputted it there with the response, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay, now in the system message, you guys can add an option, add system message. Make sure you click expression and open it up down the bottom there. The overview is you're the ultimate personal assistant. Your job is to send the user's query to the correct tool. You should never be writing emails or creating even summaries. Now, we don't want this tool to actually make the summary itself. We want this tool to push it to the right agent, which will then write the email. Now, that's what we've stated here. Under our tools section, all our agents' names are pretty much what they do, so it's self-explanatory. Then the rules, we've got the rules here. So we want it to get the contact information and send it to the agent who needs it. Now that'll be in the contact agent that we will build out shortly. And then we've got an example here just for it to know what to do and the kind of process on what to follow. And we've also got this now function down here, which tells us the time so that it knows the time. Moving on from that, we're going to connect up our chat model. So click the plus here and connect up the chat model. The chat model can be anything you want. I just use GPT-4o mini. It can be whatever one you want, doesn't matter too much. And in the memory, for the sake of this video, I'm using window buffer memory, but if I was building this for someone else, I would probably use Postgres. It's totally up to you what you guys use, but for the sake of this, we're just going to use window buffer memory, and the contact window length I'm going to set as 15, so it uses the last previous 15 messages. Your first tool, hook up a calculator node. It's pretty easy, just hit the plus, look up calculator. If I can type calculator. So now you've got calculator, it'll just help it with algorithm. You're going to want to hit tools and you're going to want to go HTTP request tool. So in the description, use this tool to search the internet. Tably is basically just Google for AI agents. It's a great tool. The good news for us is it's actually free to use for 1,000 credits. So they give you 1,000 credits for free. You're going to want to come here and you're going to want to create an API key. So you're going to want to put in the name and hit create. Once you guys have created the API key, copy the API key and come back to your WhatsApp agent here. Before inputting your API key, just make sure the method is post and your URL is this URL here. You don't need any of that. Click send body and do it using JSON below. This is the expression here. Copy this one here. Take a screenshot, put it in ChatGPT, ask it to write it out. Your API key is going to come here. So the API key you just copied from Tably, insert it in these quotation marks here. The rest is fine. So that's Tably. Now I'm going to walk you through the agents. So let's start with the calendar agent here. So with the calendar agent, these are all pretty similar and they all follow a similar model. We can see here that we use the expression from AI for any data to be filled by the model. Under our email agent, we want to use this function from AI. Event start and from AI event end. We want it to do this so that the AI automatically inputs it for us. So go here, event create, click your calendar, hook up your calendar, make sure it's hooked up. So here we are. You make sure you use default reminders, add the attendees field and hit so no items currently exist because we don't want any attendees within this event trigger here. The next one would be for that. Now, in summary, make sure you guys do this here. From AI event title, it'll just know what to name it. Next up, we've got create event with attendee. It's pretty much the same thing. In the additional fields, make sure you add attendees and go from AI event attendee email. Okay, next up, get event. The get event is pretty much the same, but you're going to go in operation, you're going to go get many from the calendar that you choose. I put limit at about 50. We've got after and before. So you can add your options here and click after and before. Mine aren't available because I've already got it here. Make sure you guys are clicking expression every time. And you're going to use the from AI function again. You're going to use that a lot in this. And you're going to go one day before the date of the user requested. And then in before, you're going to do the exact same, but you're going to put one day after and one day after the date. Moving on to delete event. What you guys want to do is it's, again, very, very simple. This, and you're going to go delete in operation. Then you're going to grab the event ID. Once you guys have done that, click the next one. And it's as easy as coming to the tools and going Google Calendar tool and then setting it up from there. Now, the last one we're going to want is update event. So we're going to put it as this. We're going to make this event. The operation is going to be update on the calendar we chose. Use this event ID right here. So now that we've got our 5 functions, we're going to have 2 different outputs here coming from the calendar. So we're going to have success and we're going to have error. Now in this success node, you're going to want a manual mapping response string JSON.output. So it's outputting the response that the calendar agent has made. And if the calendar agent struggles to answer the question and it can't, we're going to hit this node here, which is a try again edit field section. Now this is response string unable to perform task, please try again, which we can configure here in the AI agent by simply coming to the settings and clicking on error, continue using error output. Now that's the calendar agent. Here we have the email agent, and it's going to be similar to the calendar agent. We're going to use a execute workflow trigger node, which is a when called by another workflow node here. We're going to connect it to a AI agent like I showed you before. The AI agent needs to be configured like this. So we're going to use json.query again, and the system message looks like this. So get ready to screenshot. You are an email management assistant. All emails must be formatted professionally in HTML and signed off as traction marketing. That was my decision. You guys can change that for how you want. We've got the email management tool. So what it can do, use label email to flag an email. You must use get emails first. So you have the meeting ID of the email to flag. The message ID is what we're looking for. Then you must use get labels. So you have the label ID. And here we have again got the success and try again, which is what I showed you before. You've got this and you've got try again here. And you configure that by coming to the settings and continue using error output it. So first we want to configure it to send an email. In the send email here, we're going to use the same function that we used in the calendar agent. We're going to have from AI email address, from AI subject, and from AI body. So pretty much what this allows us to do is just tell the AI to fill in the parameter for us based on a key and a definition. And in the case of this example, we are only using a key. We're not even using a definition. So as you can see, this from AI function really helps speed up the process of creating these agents. All right, next up, we've got the email reply tool. Now this email reply tool, under the message ID, we want the AI to actually find the ID of the message that we want to reply to. So it's going to go here from AI ID, and it's going to be the message ID, like we said, the key and the definition. Now the email type is going to be HTML, and the message we're looking for is the body of the email. Once you guys have filled in that, we're going to go to the next one, which is label emails. Now this next one, we're also looking for the ID of the message, and we're looking to label it. So we're going to go from AI, ID, and the ID of the message, and then under label names or ID, put in that function there, being the label ID. Okay, the next tool is create draft. Create draft, we're going to go from AI, being the subject. It's going to determine the subject for us based on our query. It's going to write the message, it's going to write the email body, and the options are to email. So it's going to put in the email address that we want. Next up is the get emails function. We go here, we have the operation to get many. We want to get many different emails. We're going to go here from AI, and we're going to put a limit on how many emails the user wants. So this AI is going to be able to tell, did we ask for 1 email? Did we ask for 5 emails? Did we ask for 10 emails? And it's also going to determine the sender, so who the emails are from. So if we go to our WhatsApp agent and we say, retrieve me the last 5 emails from Josh Irwin, it's going to come here, it's going to know the limit was 5, and it's going to know the sender, Josh Irwin. The AI is going to determine that ourselves. We don't have to manually put in those different parameters. Then we got the get labels section. Now the get labels is really, really easy. You just come here, you do this, and you put the resource as label and get many. And then to mark unread, again, it's pretty simple. Just here, resource message, mark as unread under operations. These n8n has made this a really nice, easy interface for you guys to learn. And then the message ID here, we're going to go from AI message ID. The AI is going to determine the message ID. The third agent that we've got is the content creator agent. Now this agent is very, very simple to set up. You want to hit your execute workflow trigger node. You're going to want to hook it up to a AI agent. Again, chat memory doesn't matter, whatever one you want. For this, I use GPT-4o though. And under tools, we're going to set it up to Tably again. Just like I said in the last one, we want to post, use this tool to search the internet. And the expression is going to be this. So just like the same as the last, it's going to be that. And we're going to use our API key, and we're going to fill it in under the API keys section there. Then for it to generate a response here, we're going to use the json.output so that it outputs the output that the AI agent has created for us. And again, if it fails, we want error occurred, please try again as your response. If you guys forgot, settings on error, continue using error output. Finally, we have the contact agent. The contact agent is one of my favorites. This is what we use to retrieve contacts and create contacts. So you're going to want to use the execute workflow trigger again. Just to remind you guys, it's the add another trigger when called by another workflow. Hook it up to an AI agent. We're going json.query again, and the system message is this. So you are a contact management assistant. Your responsibilities include looking up contacts, adding new contacts, or updating a contact's information. So the contact management use get contacts to retrieve, and use add or update contacts to store new contact information. Now here we're using Airtable to manage our contact database. First, let's configure the Airtable that is get contacts. So you're going to come here and you're going to look for the Airtable tool. Come here, make sure that the tool description is set automatically. Your resource is record. Your operation is search. And then from your list. So this is going to be from your guys' Airtable list here. And that's all we've got. Hit return all and you should be good to go. To create your Airtable, it's very simple. So you're going to come to airtable.com, add a new workspace, call it whatever you want. I like to just call it AI agent and create a new workspace. Go start from scratch. You want to fill it out with name, email, phone number, and you don't need status here. I'd leave that out to be honest. Here you're going to come edit field and you're going to click name and a single line text. Email is email and you add the email bit here. And then the same with phone number. You're going to go phone number and you're going to just search for the phone number field. And then it'll all fill out the information that you want, because obviously this is for get contact. So you're going to want some contacts in here for your agent to read. This is what your agent is going to read. When you say name, it's going to read across and it's going to figure out, okay, Josh Irwin's email is this and his phone number is that. Under your Airtable here, it's very easy. You're going to just go base from list. Once you guys have hooked it up using your credentials here, you just use your access token. So to find your API key for Airtable, you're going to come to your account up here and you're going to go to the Builder Hub. And in the Builder Hub, you're going to come to your personal access tokens. You will create a new token, name it what you want. And for the scopes, I just went with everything. Come back to your contact agent here and then put your access token in there. Cool. Now to add or update a contact, here we are here. We're going to go resource record, operation create or update from the AI agent in table 1. Map each column manually. Now the reason I put an emphasis on make sure that this is named correctly is because that the AI agent is going to come here to read the name to be able to find the information, as we can see here. Now values to update, we want it to update the name, the email and the phone number. So you're just going to go from AI email address, from AI phone number and from AI name so that the AI can interpret that itself. For the content creator agent, the system message needs to be this here. So again, take a screenshot. You're a skilled AI blog writer specializing in engaging, well-structured and informative content. Your writing style is clear, compelling and tailored to target the audience. Now you optimize readability, SEO and value, ensuring blogs are well-researched, original and free of fluff. See, we're using Tably as the tool here and the blog requirements are as following. We've got headings and we've got paragraphs and we want it to maintain a human-like tone. Our contact agent system message looks like this. We've got you are a contact management assistant. Your responsibilities include looking up contacts, adding new contacts, or updating a contact's information. Contact management is use get contacts to retrieve or use add or update contacts to store new contact information or modify existing entries. All right, guys, thanks for watching today's video. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, please drop me a like. It helps out a lot, and share the video. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see in the future and I'll be sure to make the video. I have a community coming out real soon where you guys can get access to all my templates. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.